everyone, I'm back again. Thank you so much for tuning in. This video idea has been simmering with me for a while. I don't feel like I have a million different things to talk about in this category, but I do have some stuff that I've changed my tune on. Time has passed, I've used things more, I've used things differently. It's a different season, but I'm feeling more strongly about this stuff than I used to. It's not like everything went from a total I dislike it to I love it. Some of it was a little bit more indifferent or forgotten, and now I'm like, wow, I can't believe how good that really is. So it's a handful of things that I will be applying, and I'll just skip through maybe the parts of the routine that don't involve products of this type. But the first product is something that I'm really realizing its worth. I think it was something when I first tried it, I was like, okay, it looks good, staying power isn't great. I've kind of been using it more frequently recently. Sorry about the big hair loop, but using it more and realizing, yeah, this actually is working great and it's under $5. And it's the Revolution Super Serum. Not just Revolution, I should say. It's Relove by Revolution. So that's their affordable, like $5 less brand at Walmart. Super Serum Hyaluronic Acid Foundation, F4 is my shade. And I don't know if it's the fact that we're in the cold weather months and maybe my skin can just take a little more juice right now. It wasn't like I hated this stuff, but right now I'm kind of like putting it on a new level for myself. It's got this dropper that does work. I'm just getting that on, get a little on the chin. Profusion buffing brush. Got all my skincare on and everything. Of course, I didn't do a special primer today. And sometimes maybe it was amount of product. I don't know. I feel like I'm being pretty free with the amount I'm putting on, but I'm not totally overwhelmed with product on my skin. It's looking really good. It's a really good shade match for me right now. Like, it sort of went from an okay, that's fine foundation to something I'm really, really liking and appreciating on another level. So I wanted to shout that out. Like, look at this. It's really pretty on my skin. You can see the juiciness. Hearing rumbles about maybe another winter storm at some point coming our way. I love the snow. I'm not into like warm winter periods. I mean, sometimes it's nice to have a little break from the complete full-on cold, but one major snowstorm wasn't quite enough for me. So there that is, all blended in, super radiant, really pretty, medium coverage. Especially during the winter months, I feel like it's wearing very well. Another time I used this, it was in my under $5 at Walmart video. So that was kind of the start of my rediscovery and my reappreciation. The next thing is actually a concealer. Wasn't a huge fan of this Essence Keep Me Covered concealer. It says with aloe vera, no fragrance, silicones, mineral oil. It is vegan. The shade is 20 Fair. I don't recall ever really enjoying this. It went very unused in my makeup collection, and then I got a PR package of some new Essence stuff, and I just kind of worked this into my look, and I looked at my concealer at the tail end of the day, and I'm like, how does that look so good? Why is that Essence looking so much better than I remember? I'm not sure, but it's working its way back in. It sure is. So I'm going to use this today. I'll show you. It's just a little classic doe foot applicator. This is very light, but the brightness is, you know, appreciated. You know the song that plays at the end of the Lorax? Let it grow. Biddy's dance group is dancing to that for the spring showcase coming up months away. And I couldn't believe when I heard it because Ugga loves the Lorax. We've watched so much Lorax in this house. And the fact that it's that song, I was just like, oh, he's gonna be thrilled. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do when he hears that during the dance show. He might just run on stage. Like, I don't know. This is just my double-ended concealer brush. It's got the smaller angled end, which I start out using. I kind of spread my product out with, and then I stamp over it with this larger end, and it kind of preserves the coverage, gets it blended, but keeps me from like over blending it. Things are looking really smooth and even there on the under eye area, and I just couldn't believe how much they stayed looking that way with this product. And I even put it through some kind of rough staying power conditions. I mean, I go through a workout every day. Yeah, I'm still doing that. And you know, yesterday it was spit and rain the whole day. Maybe the rain helps. Maybe a mist of rain, because that's what it was. It was like misty kind of. Maybe that reinvigorated my complexion. No, I was looking at it before that and it looked really good. Essence Keep Me Covered Concealer. You're on my good list. I'll go ahead and do this in this video. I mentioned I have some new Essence stuff. There's a thing called the Flawless Skin Trio Loose Setting Powder. I'm going to set with that again today because I paired this with the concealer and it worked well. Do you see the 3 different tones? There's like peach, pink, and lavender. This little sub cap does totally lift out if you want to just sift from all of it, or you can twist it just over a third of the thing and just get that shade out. But this is a very like light, thin, finely milled powder, and I've just kind of tapped from the whole thing in there, and this is exactly what I set with yesterday, and the under eye just did not look product-y at all. So I thought it was important that I share. And I'll share this and more new Essence stuff probably in an upcoming video. But I think I like this little powder and that concealer combo. Never hurts to find more options you love from really affordable brands. Then I can just kind of tap it in, dust it away. Under eye is looking really covered, pretty matte, kind of brightened. But yeah, we like this. We like that little duo. This says blurring, brightening, smoothing, and it's got a 10 on it. I don't know if there's like more options, but this was the only one that was sent. Okay, I just went on with 2 more quick steps. I used some Maybelline Super Stay Hybrid Powder Foundation just lightly all over my skin because you do feel a little juicy after using this, and I just feel better about setting it, but it doesn't look thick or too heavy. And then I used some NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. This is the shade Deserve Butter. Looks like that. I just put that on my normal kind of bronzer contour zones. And then we're going to get into a product here that I got it, I want to say, ahead of the holidays, and it never really resonated with me. I remembered thinking like it's just blush and highlight in here. It's a Makeup Forever palette. It's the HD Skin Blush and Glow. And, you know, I love blush, right? Like, why would I not see the worth in this product? But I think my thing was that I knew and I owned a palette from Makeup Forever that was all creams like this, and it was even more like all-encompassing. It looks like this on the outside, and it's literally got like your concealers, correctors, contours, blushes, highlighters, like every base step in cream format. And these aren't cheap palettes, so I think I saw a ton more value in this, and then I just couldn't make myself really get so on board with this. And I remember thinking like, wow, 6 highlighters over there on that one side, who needs that? And these blush shades, I don't know if those are really gonna work for me. I used it maybe a time or two and pretty much set it aside. And then more recently, I don't know if just something more playful came about in my persona, I don't know, but I just like wanted to play, and then it dawned on me that that's what this is. This is a play kind of palette. This is a try it out and see how it goes type of thing. Layer it up. You don't have to do it the same way any 2 different times. This is about fun with blush. That's what it is. So we got all these different shades. We can go straight into this little bubblegum pink, and you know we're gonna put on more than a few today, but it's kind of soft and light, and I just go straight into it with this Sephora 56 brush and kind of start stamping that on, and it looks beautiful. It looks really fresh. But like, I was doing this even on top of a full makeup look a couple days ago. I was like, this is really great actually. But if you don't just love blush, I mean, I don't know that this really would be worth it. But it's about playing with blush. It's about creating new kind of custom shades for yourself. That's what this means to me. And I was kind of impressed with how I could layer up quite a few different ones and still not feel really tacky on the surface of my skin. But there's like this berry shade. Oh, and everybody loves a red blush. Let's throw on some of the red, because a Victoria's Secret makeup artist said we actually use red blush on the models. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, I need red blush. Like, it is very pretty, right? It just added some intensity there. I don't know, maybe I'm too into blush to even be handed this, because I'll overuse and I'll layer up too many colors, but it's fun. And if you kind of just stamp in, you get a more subtle amount of product. But this berry thing, I mean, it looks like straight up grape. Really intense potential here. But I don't know, I guess when I was first seeing this thing, I think my practical mind kind of took over and thought like, okay, they do something that contains blushes and it contains so much more, and for that price tag, it's much more worthwhile to get the palette that does more. And I still kind of do feel that way, like if you were toggling between what Makeup Forever cream palette to get, yeah, there's a better value out there, but just let me have my fun for a little bit, because this is also very enjoyable for a blush lover. There's all that you can do. I have even put this on top. This is kind of glazy, but it does have some sort of orangey warm pigment, and you put that on top of whatever look and you're just immediately warmed up. But there's all these different like cream highlighters over here, and I find myself just going in with my finger. I'm going into that really white one. and it has a little sparkle in it. And I might normally think like, oh, I don't like the sparkle, but just wait till I get it blended in. I'm just tapping it in with my finger. There's just an undeniable radiance happening there. And that's the only one like that. The others are just like creamy, shimmery, but this one just goes a little harder. My bottom line here is that I'm seeing the joy in the product. I like the textures. And if you love blush and just coming up with something totally new every day, it's about playing and how you have kind of like cool row, warm row. You can mix and match, get any kind of look you want, but it always turns out really radiant. And still, I've layered on like how many different blushes and highlights? Not sticky on my skin. I only look super dewy here. I'm not sticky. So yeah, change my tune on that. I really actually like this a lot. Oh, here's something. I'm not sure if I should even layer it on today, but one thing here that I kind of talked about not really loving so much, not being that impressed with the Milani Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush and Glow product. Like they've got the little tubes of the concentrated color and they've got the pans of the Cheek Kiss creams. And I feel like I've really latched onto those. And then these, I was like, I want more pigment. I'm not sure what all it's doing. But then I had gotten into taking this shade called Cafe 150 and just kind of layering it on top of my look and realizing that the glow this gives. And a lot of times I would do it on top of a more matte face. This gives a really special glow actually. It's a little color. So that's kind of where these fell short for me because I was like, I'm not really satisfied by the amount of color as a blush. The color's soft, but the glow as light hits the skin is really pretty. It's actually not too much. It's on the subtle side. I mean, I could add a little bit on top of this look and I don't know how much it would really show you in this video, but just know that I have kind of sort of change my tune, particularly with this one shade because it is so subtle and I'm kind of digging that. So I'll just take like this brush. This is a Real Techniques brush that feels a little smaller than the Sephora 56 and I kind of like it for cream highlighter-ish jobs. But this is so hard to explain. It's like between a blush and a highlight. It's subtle on the color and it's subtle on the highlighter amount, but it's really a pretty level of highlighter for me. Like I don't want to be too glossy to where like attention is being drawn to little problem areas or little fine lines and stuff. But this gives a very ethereal, like even in natural light. I really like the way this is coming off. Look at this little sweetie. She's a little sweetheart. Okay, gang, I've gone on and done my brows. That's it. I use my Milani Precision Brow Pencil in Espresso, and then I use my L'Oreal Brow Lamination Gel. I used Milani Eyeshadow Primer, and this. Okay, this is what I'm going to use today. It's from Revolution Ultimate Nudes Palette Dark. I got this from Walmart or Target, and I'm being reminded that this is a brand I need to, like, re-explore. This is the brand that put out the Emily Edits, the Needs and the Wants palettes, you know? But it's just been one of those things where like I haven't shopped at Ulta as much. I know that's where the biggest selection is, but it's one of those brands. Like if I made a list of some brands I want to use more of, this would be on that list because I feel like they're a brand that's generally kind of quick to move through trendy ideas and products and stuff. That's why it was a wonder that like my collab actually stayed alive for a period of years. I don't know how that happened. Don't you feel like they're kind of quick to jump on an idea, they'll get it out. The line is probably totally different from when I deeply explored it years ago. But why did I never like really latch onto this? I'm not saying I didn't like this back when it was originally used in a video, but until recently, like I barely use this thing. Look at that color scheme. That is me to a T. And the shades are so like, they're soft, but they're not too soft. I don't know. I don't know what my problem was, but this is going from forgotten and underused to celebrated right now. So I'm using that little beigey shade in the corner. And I know these are kind of inspired by the Huda nude palettes like this. But yeah, I want to dive into this brand a little bit more. And like the intensity here. I was talking about mid-size palettes I love, and I kind of feel like this maybe should have been included in that for my plummy friends. I'm using this shade right here. I'm just putting it in the crease. It's kind of dusty rose. I'm blending it up. We don't have like a lot of lightness in here outside of a shimmery highlight, so I'm just kind of letting that grow on up toward the brow. And look how smooth. Smooth, really even. Why did I just like not get into this? I don't know. I'm gonna go straight down to the shade underneath that. Looking kind of like a deep sort of burgundy, but rusty burgundy. And I'm just letting her come into the outer corner. Oh, SIU won last night against Evansville. Do I have any viewers out in Evansville? And now they lost to Evansville on New Year's Day. That was the game Belle performed at. It was a home game, so this was away. And they seemed like they had such a solid lead. They had like a 20-point lead at some point in the first half. Like, couldn't miss a three. And then in the second half, you know, Evansville's creeping back in. Not really creeping, like they had the momentum. They had the game back tight again, like 5-point game, 4-point game, somewhere in there. But the Dogs held them, and they kept making key shots and having big moments. Whew, it was exciting. We're gonna use that plum, that great little plum down here in the corner. Kicking myself, like what? Where have I been on this palette? It's so good. Look at this plum coming in. And the shimmers are good too, guys. They're smooth, they're pigmented. Like, let me show you. Whoop, 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 and whoop. Smooth, not flaky, really nice. 4 shimmers, 5 mattes. More plum, and the plum is exactly what you see is what you get. It's not coming off like a pinky plum as some shades oddly do. They look plum in the palette and they go on kind of pink. You're like, what? Having it come all the way up to the crease. This is an all matte plummy burgundy berry thing. So we've patted that on, and then you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to take my little Profusion small pointed brush, nothing on it, blend some of that plum that reached the crease. The blend on these shades is just so delightfully easy. But to be clear on Revolution, this was Relove by Revolution. Okay, Walmart exclusive. This is just the Revolution brand. When this little subline came into Walmart, they also put in a little display of some Revolution stuff. And then of course Target carries it, and I would have to say Ulta carries the most. Got Revolution's website, of course. I want to dig into that brand a little bit more. Isn't that pretty? It's just a matter of going into the plum that was already there on my lid and just kind of letting it sheer out. You can go back to your little crease brush if you need to. Nothing added. Just go over edges. So nice. I'm going to take some of this shimmer right here. Like, it looks dark in the palette, but the shimmer makes it kind of light catching, you know? And I'm gonna apply that over pretty much the whole rest of my lid. Soft, kind of rosy. It's really pretty. You guys are watching this who have been with me for a long time, and you're knowing how up my alley this is and how bizarre it is that I haven't used this more, or really latched onto this in any way. Well, I'm latching on now. And then I'm gonna clean that brush off, go into this little light shade. Biscuits. Oh, you're being so polite, Angel. Oh, she's just sitting here with her twist tie that she wants to play fetch with, just quietly listening to me ramble on and on about this, just waiting for me to throw the dang twist tie. Okay, I'm picking it up. I don't know if we're in focus here. I'm just putting a little bit of that lightness right there. Sometimes it's hard to pick this up on camera. And you know what's always fun is how these tones bring out the green in my eyes. I don't really think I have greenish eyes. I have eyes that want to look kind of like a golden brown. You might just think, oh, she's just got brown eyes in this kind of lighting, but if I'm out in my car, if I look in a rearview mirror, my eyes look kind of golden light brown. And these tones make them look, as I look in my mirror here, a little more greenish, which I like. Yes, I have chameleon qualities. I just can't get over how easily that came together and how buffed and blurred it all looks. Here's how I'm gonna finish off the eye look today. I'm gonna take a little bit of Brown Abyss from L'Oreal. She's always been loved, always been wanted. Going along the lash line. Now this is deep, and it's just giving me some very blended out looking depth at the lash line. Like, it's so soft, it's deep, but it's not like loads darker than the shades I already have there. So that's what's making it seem so like blended and smudgy. There's not a great amount of contrast is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth here between this and the plum. And it's just kind of working. And then I could use a little down here. Now this is my darkest smudgy shadow stick, so I have to go kind of light with it, I feel, if I use it on the lower lash line. If you haven't seen me use these before, these don't smudge. They go on like just silk. But there we go. Alrighty guys, I finished my eye look. All I did was I popped on this Essence I Love Extreme Volume Mascara. Yes, it's very thickening, lengthening. I enjoy it so much. Got that on the upper lashes, got Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water on the lower lashes, and I did apply a little bit of a brightening like liner in the lower inner rim. And it brings me to my last thing in this video that I've kind of changed my tune on. Okay, let's talk about these CoverGirl Yummy Glosses. When they first came out, I believe it was these two that I got. I thought these will be colorful, right? They're the dark shades. Okay, these are a transparent quality gloss through and through. And they're not like Maybelline's or Revlon's new lip oil thing where it's like, yeah, it looks kind of sheer transparent, but it shows a good amount of color. These are just sheer. So I got the Acai You Later. Looks like this coming out. Looks like that in a swatch. Okay, do you see it? The shine will give it away. It's right there. Maybe there's a little dim color in it, but it's not much. But the scent, you smell the scent after you put the thing back in the tube. It's so strongly fruity. I got You're Just Jelly. I feel like I got these around the same time, not really knowing what I was in for, but they seemed like they could be intense. Just a hint of something will come out of that shade. But the scent, again, woohoo, I love it. And then on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or wherever, you know, I see the mention of the lighter shades and people are including them in their lip combos. And I'm thinking, does some more creamy color show up in those? Like, I got a couple lighter shades. I got Having a Good Time or Havana Good Time, and then I got Sugar Poppy. So let's swatch these. The Havana one, right there, I mean, showing a little bit of peachiness. And then Sugar Poppy, you know, she's looking just light pink. There's no secretive color going on there. That one's basically clear. So I've got these, and I've kind of just reasoned with the fact that, yeah, this is a line of essentially clear glosses that smell really good, have cute packaging, seem like they might give you some kind of color, but there's really not hardly any color. I mean, let's just take the darkest one and just apply it as is on the lips. The Acai one. See, and I put it on. There's a whole lot of no color going on here, okay? But I start getting into the scent. Really liking the way these smell, kind of tropical, kind of like very intensely fruity. And I'm liking the feel. I'm liking how they're making my dry lips feel. And then I feel like every day I'm kind of picking a different one and I'm just putting it on top of whatever the lip liner of the day may be. And I'm coming away kind of feeling like, hey, I think I like these again. Not again, I never really did like them, but they actually have a really hydrating feel. The applicator is big. It carries a lot. You gotta not get too much on, but if you get the sweet spot of application, they feel actually quite moisturizing. And again, the scent. It's like, do you see what's going on Bold and the Beautiful now? They've got this character who's gonna bring fragrance to Forrester, and it's really, it's kind of cheesy whenever she like enters the room. Hope and Carter act like, oh, the scent is just blah. But I am kind of captured by this scent, actually. I can't deny it. I've been using the Yummy Glosses. I mean, I was almost to the point where I thought maybe I'll just give these to Belle, you know, because there's hardly any color here, but you feel like, oh, it's lip gloss. And then I just kind of realized I think I like these for myself. So let's just demonstrate here. I'm going to take a random lip liner. This is Worth It from L'Oreal. L'Oreal's trying to have their pillow talk, and this is it. So I'm just going to fill in my lips here. And I just kind of reason with the fact that I enjoy the smell so much, and I like the feel, and I like the shine, that I can be okay with a basic absence of color. That's Worth It. But I feel like the scents are different, like this one, for example, the Havana one. Straight up sweet, like Kool-Aid packet sweet. And then I smell the Acai one after that. More berry, like I can tell that that's berry. Pick one of these. Let's just take this light one, the Sugar Poppy, put it over top. Good shine, excellent feel. Really, it's able to feel moisturizing. It's maybe just a little thinner than a lifter gloss feels, but you can really feel the moisture. Don't get too much on or else your lips are gonna feel super goopy because the applicator holds a lot. I can't even come up with a great explanation for why I'm liking these, because if you want a gloss with color, don't buy these. But I'm just starting to really enjoy the feel, the shine, and the smell. And that's what's got me using them. After getting them, trying literally 4 different ones, and then writing them off, I've realized, yeah, I'm kind of into that. And that, my friends, is my video about some stuff I have changed my mind on. I have reversed for the better. Really getting into it. Very proud of these couple affordable coverage things and what they're able to do and how fresh that concealer is able to look all day. This, the point of it was, yes, you play with this. This is for play. This is for fun. This is not really for practicality, although for a makeup artist, this could be so extremely practical to have so many blush and highlighter options in a relatively small package. But for the everyday makeup user, it's not as practical as their palette that does everything, but it's just about having fun and mixing shades and just enjoying the process, right? And then this looking so pretty, looking so soft, giving a look on top of the cheeks that's glowy but not cheesy. Where was I on this? Why was this kind of a one and done palette for me? Because it's exactly what I love and the textures really couldn't be better. So yeah, that's it, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. We all change our minds sometimes, you know, and our skin goes through different phases too, where I think our skin likes certain things better, you know, and things can wear better in different seasons and different times. So I don't know, that's just where I'm at right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.